up, everybody? This your girl Lala, aka the baddest woman of YouTube, and I'm here for another video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to Lala's Empire. Kick your feet up, take your shoes off, don't touch nothing, and make sure you turn on your notifications as well. New to my channel, make sure you subscribe as well. So this video is a review of Payback. I know you guys must have saw my review for SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver, but they also had Payback on the end of August, which was like crazy. So you had like three pay-per-views like back to back. So that was like insane. But let me go ahead and get started, and I use my little raggedy notebook because it still got paper in there. But anywho, I did watch the Payback kickoff, and it only consists of the Iconics and the Wyatt Squad, featuring Liv and Ruby Riott. So with that match was going good, but it almost caused Ruby Riott and Liv to lose because the Iconics again try to play the little mind games, try to make Liv go against Ruby, because y'all know what happened with Liv and Ruby, like how they end up beefing. So it didn't work. Liv ended up winning. Liv ended up having a change of heart, tagged herself in, and they end up beating the Iconics. So it's just the very beginning for them. I watched Monday Night Raw. They even beat the Iconics again. Not only they got the opportunity to go to Clash of the Champions, to go against the women's tag team champions, and I will explain that later on who they are. The Iconics broke up. They gotta go their separate ways. Poor babies. Now, on to Payback. It was Bobby Lashley versus Apollo. Sorry, that's like the little automatic air freshener. Bobby Lashley versus Apollo for the U.S. title. Believe it or not, even though MVP and Shelton Benjamin was on ringside, but if they got involved, it would cause a DQ. So they was a little smart about it. So because of that, they had Bobby Lashley, as the last choice to get the U.S. title. Bobby Lashley won. And I liked how in the beginning, Apollo paid homage to Chad Boseman. And if y'all know who he is, he's the actor who played Black Panther, James Brown. He did other movies as well. They did the whole Wakanda Forever, tribute. They did that too. And also when MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley was celebrating, because Bobby Lashley won, they did the paying homage to Chad Boseman as well. And there's actually a picture of them somewhere of them doing that. So I like that. Now the next match we want to go ahead and talk about is Sheamus versus Big E. Now this came about because Sheamus, he a little bully sometimes. He try to bully people's kids. So y'all know Big E is now, he's single. I mean, like he's not with Kofi, he's not with Xavier Woods, because both of them are injured. Both Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston are both injured. So you're left with Big E, and Big E is doing the whole singles thing now. Kofi and Xavier gave him their blessing. It's his time. And Sheamus was like trying to test Big E's gangster with the whole he can't leave the locker room against Retribution. They had a match. Then Retribution got involved. It was like a whole hot mess. So they had the match again at Payback. Now, you're looking at two Titans going at it. So there was times Sheamus had Big E's number. There was times Big E had Sheamus' number. But when the dust settles, Big E ended up winning the match. And it was a great win because, to be honest, he even got out and looked at Corey Graves in the eyes like, look, tell them it's my time. This is just the beginning. I was like, well, I felt it. And I wasn't even there. Like, I was watching it, but I wasn't even there. So this is something serious. I could see something going big for Big E, like better, because he's not bad as a singles competitor. Because if you guys remember him in NXT, 5. That's all I want to say. Even when he came to the main roster, yeah, he was with Dolph Ziggler and AJ Lee for a little bit, but 5. He was the Intercontinental champion. He was the NXT champion. Now he's a tag champion. Now I wonder if they're going to put this in the books like he was a Triple Crown champion. All of that I just named. Are they going to put that in the books? I just don't know. I see big things for Big E. Hell, you never know. And I'm gonna call this out first. He may win the World Rumble for 2021. I said it. I said it first. So it's marked down here. What's today? On September 1st, 2020. I go for Big E winning the Royal Rumble for 2021. Y'all gonna come back. I'm gonna come back and say this if this happens. Just saying. So the next match I'm gonna go ahead and talk about is Matt Riddle versus King Corbin. Whoo, child. When Matt Riddle came to SmackDown, he was a thorn to AJ Styles' side. Now he was a thorn to King Corbin's side. It was so bad that King Corbin had to go holler at Shorty G to do this so-called ransom, and Shorty G couldn't even get the job done. So King Corbin was like, you know what? I'll do it myself. But then it didn't work because Matt Riddle ended up beating him. Matt Riddle ended up coming backstage. He was having his interview. Here comes King Corbin, petty ass, gonna jump him from behind. So I'm feeling this is not over. It's not over. Excuse my bandana. It's moving everywhere, I guess. Now let's go ahead and talk about the women's tag titles. Sasha one belt Banks and Bailey Dostraps and versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Now, the role models versus two girls who can't even get along to save their own life. So to me, I'm not even gonna lie, I believe that Shayna and Nia wanted those tag champions because, for one, you know, Shayna, Bailey and Sasha was walking around like they untouchable. They could beat anybody, but no, y'all never beat Shayna. Well, I can't say Bailey never beat Nia. Never beat Shayna. Sasha did beat Nia, but she never beat Shayna. So it's like, let me see how this gonna go. Let me see how this gonna come out. When I tell you, first of all, the match was a little discombobulated because it was just like Shayna and Nia was not on the same page for a little bit, but then afterwards, Nia got hurt. She was favoring her kneecap, and then Shayna jumped in. Let me tell you what Shayna did. Shayna did her submission, and this is why they call her the submission magician. She put Sasha Banks she put Bailey in the submission, then used Sasha to cover Bailey in the whole submission, and pretty much Bailey had no choice to tap out. It was over. But the looks on their faces, I was like, oh, they're about to go cry in the car. I'm gonna say this again. They looked like they was about to go cry in the car after this match. I was like, they know they're gonna be separated because you know why? Sasha has to go back to Raw. Bailey has to go back to SmackDown with her SmackDown Live title. So there's gonna be somebody in SmackDown waiting. Somebody. I don't know who. Somebody in SmackDown gonna be waiting to snatch that title from Bailey, and Sasha ain't gonna be there to save you, boo-boo. Y'all gonna have to petition, cry, do something. Sasha gotta go back to Raw and deal with the rest of the women's locker room. Like, bitch, what you was saying? You a who? Yeah. She gonna have to back up her words. Big time. So, congrats to Nia and Shayna. And I know they got a lot of work to do because, you know, SmackDown. They gotta go to Raw. They probably make a stop at NXT. Oh, child, I don't want to stop at NXT. Shit, when Shayna was gone for NXT, I know them bitches was like, yes, we don't need to deal with her no more. Ah! Now, the next match we want to talk about is Keith Lee versus Randy Orton. Now, this is Keith Lee's second pay-per-view in the main roster. Because remember, if you guys remember, he was in Survivor Series. Y'all remember Survivor Series, so we ain't going to take, this ain't his first rodeo in the main roster pay-per-view. It was versus Randy Orton. That came about because Keith Lee is good friends with Drew McIntyre. So he didn't appreciate the fact that what Randy Orton did to Drew McIntyre, so he stepped in. They had their first match at Raw, but it got interrupted by Drew McIntyre because from being punted, he still was managed to get Randy Orton, but then after he got punted again, I was like, Jesus. So hopefully he's okay, because they say something with skull fracture. I was like, oh my God. So it was Keith Lee versus Randy Orton. I'm not gonna lie, Randy Orton was like, you know, he was moving and shaking and he tried to do an RKO, but it didn't work. Keith Lee gave him the business. After that, Keith Lee won and came out with his first win, his first victory on the main roster pay-per-view. So congratulations, Keith Lee. Now this one here, Seth Rollins and Murphy versus Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Now, this was coming because of the fact that they had a tag team match last Raw, but it got interrupted by Retribution. So, you know, they got to bring that back up. So, when that happened, Dominic was able to get victory over, I believe, Seth Rollins. Because it was a lot going on. So, Dominic and Rey Mysterio end up winning. So, congratulations to the Mysterio family. The next one, however, Rey got injured from that match. So Dominic had to take Rey Mysterio's place when he was doing that, you know, who's going to take part of the triple threat match to see who qualifies for Clash of Champions to be the #1 contender for Drew McIntyre's title. Unfortunately for Dominic, he lost. Hey, at least he trying. He trying. Now, the next one we want to talk about is the Universal Championship match. It was Braun Strowman, The Fiend versus Roman Reigns. Now, this let me sit back and let y'all know. The whole talk of the town was just Roman Reigns' comeback. It was to the point it got brought up at Monday Night Raw. So, cause that was like the big hoo-ha, the big deal. And then unfortunately, I was crushing on Roman Reigns again. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, he came back and I'm crushing on him again. I don't know when that phase is gonna pass, but you know, somebody explained to me this man left in 4 months, came back looking like a whole freaking full course meal. You know, I ain't gonna let that shit go. I ain't gonna let that shit ride. But anyway, so in the last 20 seconds of SmackDown, Pierce, who was an employee, you know, for WWE, was going around asking people to sign. You know, he had to go to the Firefly House, you know, Firefly Funhouse to see Bray Wyatt to have him sign, you know, in behalf of the Fiend. That shit was scary. I felt bad for him. Then he had to go to Braun Strowman. He literally looked like Braun Strowman had a match with Drew Gulak. After he beat Drew Gulak, Pierce was like right there waiting for him at the door by the ramp to have him sign. So then Roman Reigns was like the last guy to sign the contract, but he was like, oh, we need to make changes made, boop, boop, boop. I'm guaranteed that I'm going to be leaving with the title that I never lost, which is true, because Roman Reigns never lost the Universal title. He never lost it, because remember, he had to vacate it because of the fact that, of his situation. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So now, what's crazy, he was like, oh yeah, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. And I'm like, yo, why that phrase sounds so familiar? The camera moved this way, you see Pierce looking over that way, fucking Paul Heyman over there. I'm like, this motherfucker. I was like, yes. I lost my shit that night on SmackDown. So, with that being said, now let's go on to the match. Fast forward at Payback. So we see Braun Strowman, we see The Fiend come out. As soon as the lights came on, Braun Strowman like charged at The Fiend. So they're going at it for like minutes. But it is a part right here, you see a certain individual in the back. You know when they show somebody just watching the match from the back, right? You see Alexa Bliss. She has on a cute little leather jacket, wearing all black, have her hair in pigtails. I said, oh Lord Jesus. Jesus. I already know what's coming. I'm over it. So, with that being said, I already know that Alexa Bliss is going to have a role somewhere with the whole Braun Strowman and Fiend Beast situation. So, it's going to be looking kind of crazy. So, then, with that happening, Braun Strowman and the Fiend going at it for a good minute. They talking about they took it away from the ramp. Then, when they got to the ring, I swear to God, I don't even think they secured this ring tight enough for this to happen. Apparently, Braun Strowman and The Fiend did like a whole freaking body slam off the goddamn top rope. The ring broke down. Charles, the referee, y'all know the one with the bleach blonde hair, mini-me of Ric Flair, flying over the ring, flying over the rope. I'm like, what the fuck? All of a sudden, you hear Roman Reigns music. I said, let me tell you something. That man was somewhere in the back. He was somewhere in the back. I'm sorry, I can't stress this enough. He was somewhere in the back. Like, he saw that shit. He said, okay, come on, let's go. You see Paul Heyman walking behind him with the contract in his hand. Took the pen out. Roman Reigns signed it. Put the pen back. Paul Heyman walk away to the back. And then you see, then all of a sudden, Roman realized there's no ref in the ring. He's like, get a damn ref right here. I was like, oh. Then afterwards, what happened was that he tried to cover Braun Strowman. That didn't work. Then he tried to cover The Fiend. That didn't work. So I'm talking about he beat Braun Strowman. He beat The Fiend with a chair. He beat Braun Strowman with a chair so many times that Braun Strowman just gave up. And then he ended up hitting Braun Strowman with the 1, 2, 3. That was it. We're done. We're finished. Ladies and gentlemen, your new Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. He walked away as a champion. I was like, whew. If that was not a welcome back gift that you came to, that was it. So now we got to figure out who's going to go against Roman Reigns in Clash of the Champions. Lord, let's just, if it's going to be a Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns situation, a Fiend or Roman, if it's going to be a Fiend and Roman Reigns situation, please make the Fiend make him do some crazy ass mind games. I'm here for it. Or it could be somebody else. But that's all I have today for this lovely review. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, follow me on my social medias, and make sure at the end, by the stroke of midnight of New Year's Eve, do not say Happy New Year. Say Jumanji so we can get the hell out this game because we officially are on level 9. Till then, bye.